We were dealing last time with hexagram 43 and 44, and we were showing them to you here. And you can see that one is exactly the opposite of the other because you can flip it over, and you can see it's been completely flipped over. Now, many of these are that way, but some of them cannot be flipped because they are totally the same on both sides. So they have to be done in a different way. And I'll give you an example of that. The last two in the I Ching are 63 and 64. Those are the last two hexagrams. But before that, 61 and 62 are also those type of hexagrams that can't be flipped over. And I will show you why. For example, here's number 61. Here's number 62. You can see that if you flip any one of those over, they'll be exactly the same as they were before. Nothing changes whatsoever. Now, therefore, what does the I Ching do to make one hexagram follow another? Every single line is changed. You see that. On the left, all of the broken lines become solid lines on the right. All of the solid lines on the left become broken lines on the right. Therefore, when you're dealing with these hexagrams with what they mean and so forth, you are going to find out that that structure has a lot to do with the meaning. So that's one of the interesting things about the I Ching, and of course we're using this book here to demonstrate that. Is the fact that in the I Ching, you are dealing with two basic things. One is the old Chinese language, which is not actually what a hexagram looks like. It's one of these figures I'll show you on top. That's what's called Chinese picture language. Now, that picture language was first. Then someone came up with the idea of making it more accessible by using lines instead. Now, but they both are part of the meaning. But the main part of the meaning of the text that we have nowadays are the hexagrams, whether they are turning over or whether they're reversed because they can't be turned over. The lines within it and the structure of that six-line figure are what make the I Ching what it is today. And it's very important to understand that, because when you read the meaning of one hexagram and then you go to the next and read the meaning, if you look at the structure of the hexagrams and the trigrams within them, that will be one of the excellent ways to understand what it means. So next time we come to talk to you about the I Ching, which we will, of course, we will get into a little more detail about that by going into some of the meanings. And also the picture language. We're going to deal with that as well, because one of the particular books that I have deals with that specifically and tells how that picture language is so ancient in the I Ching that it wasn't even understood by those that commented on it later. But this man who wrote this book is a good expert at that. And so he tells us how it's changed and then how it is